Morning, everyone. I can't stop playing Dark Souls 2, that's why we're here. That's pretty much the only reason. I like playing Dark Souls 2. I liked playing Dark Souls 1 as well, but I wasn't doing anything, so why not boot it up? I believe we're taking the plunge into the dark today. At least that's the direction I seem to be heading. It's not the only direction I could head, but I've got nowhere better to go. Right. Just killed some rats. Quite a few rats. It's quite warm this morning. It's not especially pleasant. Cat ring made that so much more pleasant than the first time I did it. I want to see if I can get to there from here. No, I can't. Might be better to do it from that level. Or aim properly. I'm sure both of them would help. I don't think it's anything important anyway. Nothing I particularly need. Very warm and very quiet today is, so far. Oh, right. I missed you the first time, I don't want it to happen again. No matter. I don't remember if they dropped quite the same useful breadth of items that they did in DS1. It's handy. I'm gonna need flame butterflies soon, probably. If I do poorly. Maybe I'll take the ladders list this time. Last time I went down here without them, it didn't go well. That's why I'm still here. Morning, Peps. I think I'll be more than safe to take my cat ring off once I'm down. Alright, those things. Gutter is pretty imposing. God. That didn't help. Curse me, I still never upgraded my Estus. But no matter. Balls are moving. really not worth hitting people with a torch. Doesn't do enough damage, I don't think. There's probably some circumstance where that's useful, but I wouldn't know what it was. I think something happens if you light up all the torches in here. Or I'm making that up. I don't know. That sounds right. That's probably it. I'm sure there's some good reason to do that. I mean, quite apart from just the benefits of having so much light anyway. Because you can't see a whole lot otherwise. Right. That's right. A couple of those big doors, and I do not have key to open them just yet. I suppose that is in this direction, isn't it? I think there are 3 doors that, like that one, scattered around. I think all in this direction from Majula. These fellas aren't a problem, but they do stack up after a while, if you let them. But then there's these fucking things, which are quite nasty. They remind me of those dog skeletons from one. Not quite as bad as that, I don't think. It's still unpleasant. Fortunately, there's only a couple. I do like how they subtly imply which side of the ladder you're supposed to be climbing up. It seems obvious, even though it's really not that different. Some nice subtle design going on there. Handy. Could always use more branches. There are basically no situations in which I would drink ale, but for some reason the moment you said that I thought, hey, that's a good idea. Maybe that's the kind of atmosphere that's here. Also, good morning, Abby. Ah, shh. You can break these things, but there's a lot of them, and there's probably cause you the problems before you get the it's... oh god, what's happening? That sounds like a good mod. Also, morning dawn. Let's see, I could probably jump over that bridge, or I could drop down here. This place is very squirrely. How many of you are there? Some of these buggers have weapons that are slightly dark, glowy. If that makes any sense. It'd be obvious if you're looking for it. And those ones can pack quite a punch. Quite an unpleasant punch. Far more than these useless buggers are supposed to. I have vague recollections of there being a mimic somewhere in this area. We haven't seen any so far, but I think there's one here somewhere. We'll know when we find it. God, I hate these things. I'd shoot it, but that would put away my torch. Which I suppose isn't really a problem, is it? Fire source right there. Got a long life. I knew someone was around. I heard someone fall and then I didn't see what happened. Where are you even coming from? Just all over the place. I suppose it is. Have I been beneath here already? Maybe I should... I was going to say I should drop down, maybe not immediately. Oh. Glad I softened it up fast. However, this does leave me down here without a torch, which isn't preferable. If you don't have somewhere to light your torch up, a torch that's already lit or a bonfire, you have to use an item to light it spontaneously. And I only have so many of those things, and I'd rather not use them if I don't have to. I'm willing to say this is a situation where I have to, though. I do have a fair few, but it's still a waste. I might... Oh, I can't break those with that. Okay. Put yourself. I'm just minding my own business and 3 minutes later something burst through our roof behind me. It making turns on a dime. Poison is a lot more potent than it was in Dark Souls 1. A lot shorter. It does a lot more in that time. There we go. I've got a torch, but I lit the bonfire with my hand that doesn't have the torch in it. Where's the logic in that? Get all my Estus back. It took me a while to see that you could break that the first time I came through here, but honestly, you kind of have to find it sooner or later because there's no other direction to go from here. Short of warping away from the bonfire, but why would they put it there if that's what you were supposed to do? That would just be poor level design. It's just not especially obvious, but I don't think that's great. Oh. You must have one of the glowy swords. No? It doesn't look glowy at all. There's a rare case of a fog wall that you can actually approach from either side. If you take a different route, then you can wind up on the other side of this. So I might as well get it out of the way. Because you can come from... Jack. I don't know the other direction you can come from offhand. But I should probably explore the place a bit better anyway. Pretty sure there are some items that I would be interested in around here somewhere. Somewhere in that direction, I think. We'll see. Not this time. See that glowy sword? Maybe it just doesn't glow after it. That's all it was. This thing's weird. Despite being rather imposing, this thing doesn't do anything to you. Like, at all. Even if you attack it. It also doesn't drop anything, so there's no reason to attack it. Just a big giant bug hanging out. I was never 100% sure why it was there. I'm just trying to remember what direction I need to go. I think maybe from here I have to go down the ladders. And if I want to explore further, I will have to go to a different bonfire. Namely the bonfire that I started at. I'll just take a different route and clear up some of the paths I didn't see before. Keep pressing the wrong button. It's weird that they hide the torch lighting command behind sitting at the bonfire in a weird way. Sometimes the torch wielding ones drop torches, and that helps keep you torch alive. But then I've been down here and lit up half the place, and I've only used, let's say, 7 minutes of my over hour long torch. Without any particular strife. just keep dropping stuff. So I should really change this. I'm not falling anywhere for right now. I hope not to fall anywhere for some time. This particular path only really serves to get you back from the other raised area, which we'll be going to in a second. And for that one item that I picked up. Right, there's those nasty things down here. It's too much stuff. Can't take a good look at things when I'm getting attacked from every direction. The one. You can light fire to those. I've never tried that, but that message implied that that could be done. Ah. Yeah, those buggers. The explodey kind, not the pleasant kind. Yeah, none of them are pleasant, but... as long as those ones aren't there, I don't mind. These things I can deal with. Running buggers jumping at me and exploding is not necessarily easy to hit with the lance. Is that the fandom for lighting all the torches? Because I can see a flaw in their tactics right now. I'm trying to lead, but yeah, I'm sure I'll find it later. I think the Ring of Soul Protection is like the sacrifice rings in PS1. I think this might be... Do those look like teeth? I think this might be the mimic. Lightning winged spear. Interesting. Probably not better than what I'm already slinging though. Thought there was some... I probably shouldn't just straight up forget about that phantom, should I? I thought there was someone around here you could kill and they dropped some fancy lances. At least a fancy lance. But if that's the case, I don't know where they would be. Oh. Really, rather you didn't. I wonder if there's any circumstances that Phantom shows up again, because those torches all stay lit. No matter, I'm probably not going to use the fancy lance anyway. Just want it for my spear collection. What phantoms off, do you mean? Am I going the right... What direction do I want to go? I could just go to the other... Other bonfire. I don't need to be out here. Can you go down those ladders now? I gave it some thought yesterday, and I think I'm not going to bother summoning the NPCs for the bosses anymore. Questlines be damned. My lust for items can take a hit while I stop looting the results of my survey. I'd rather start at the top one. Really rather you didn't. If I feel particularly compelled, maybe I'll go kill the Lost Sinner again. That's a thing you can do. Under the right circumstances. I can't even break that with that. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. What I would like is to get over there. It's awfully close. That was not worth that jump. Wasn't worth this fall. stuff will be the death of me yet. I mean, it just was, but you know what I mean. I hate those things. I really hate those things. It's only going to get worse. We haven't seen the last of these things yet. Where else do I want to light up? There's a ladder up to that one. Don't need to go up there. There you go. I wish I could remember how you attack on the ladder. It's not really worth it anyway, you did bugger all damage. Best of times. Just nip up here and then get that chest, and then we can move on to the next area, which is not very long. We'll be making stark progress before you know it. Morning, Strider. Great club. Like your normal club, except better. I had a feeling that's what they did, but that broke all of my armor, didn't it? And noticeably damaged my rings. These things have, like, guess some kind of corrosive stuff in them. Ostensibly. Probably not good for anything else I'm carrying either. I like the look of this area, it must be said. I really need that anymore. Not that it would hurt. God. Unless you're breaking every single one of these things on the way, you're going to get poisoned. Because they're everywhere, look at them! This is not the weapon to be breaking these with. Can't imagine the dark damage this thing is good for is helping a whole lot with these things. They don't seem like they'd be particularly susceptible. Are they in every pond? Nice. I should probably fix my armor. It's not going to be doing much for me while it's all broken. kinda like those weird baby hand things in Dark Souls 3, which out of context is not gonna mean much, but those things are just as weird. Just gonna let my poison go down for a second. Oh, Jesus Christ. I need to heal. I thought that thing was dead. I wasn't paying that much attention apparently. You know, I've never really tried setting light to everything. I didn't even know you could do it, honestly. Until, you know, I did it just before. Maybe I should have poison moss on hand. Oh. Oh, that's not good. I think it died. That seems more effective than what I was doing. I'm gonna go ahead and let's keep the rotten resin there, but let's pop the poison curie stuff on the hot bar, shall we? That poison resistance is nothing. Apparently I still need to be careful. Of course, part of this probably could largely be averted by me, say, being patient and... Oh. Look, if I have to fight a goddamn phantom, I'm gonna at least clear a little space. Unfortunately, they're not affected by the poison. Oh. I knew I was making mistakes. Fine, I'll break the statues, I'll go carefully. It takes so long, I could just run past everything. Impatience is winning for right now. And I could go and repair my stuff. Can I come in my hole? Oh god, that was not quite the sentence I meant to. Apologies. I apologize to everyone everywhere, or the double entendre. forgot they existed. With good reason. Oh, I'm in a bad situation. I mean, if you want to fall off for me, that's fine. Did the Phantom fall off as well? That sure seems like the Phantom fell off. So far I've only bumped into NPC invaders. Kind of strange, really. I would have thought there'd still be some people around. There certainly were when I played this last. Or maybe we've just gotten lucky. Anytime Forlorn invades, that's an NPC. But most of the time you can tell the NPCs' names because they're very structured. Lord knows most of the proper people invaders you get have much stupider names. I'm sure that will be demonstrated wonderfully the moment we find one. I want this stuff. And now I've got that deeper bonfire, I'm less worried about the consequences of my actions here. I wonder if is everything going to fall off again if I go over here? Oh, I need life though. I won. See, I think in Dark Souls 2 you can get invaded when you're not human? Or maybe that's just by NPCs. I haven't given that enough thought. Anyway, let's go fight a boss. Bugger all this garbage. So I'll get poisoned on the way. I still have an upgrade. I should really go and repair my armor. Before I go anywhere, let's go and do some housekeeping. And we'll go fight a boss. Then we'll do the thing.
Is that a here? Just how?
Give me some more Estus. I haven't got the souls to level up, so power up my Estus. Can't help but be amused every time I see that. Grab my Estus again. I need more souls for you to repair my stuff. That'll be expensive. No? Good.
I'll be around.
Too worried about upgrading that. Now that that's out of the way. A hidden little area in this area. There's a hidden little spot in this area that I frankly don't know how the heck you would ever find naturally without going in vets. Maybe you can see it from here. Maybe that's how people know about it. I guess you can see those messages down there around where my lance is pointing. I'll go and kill the boss first, but we will go down there because there's stuff down there. Actually, quite important stuff. We'll fight this stupid thing first. I remember this boss being pretty easy. But I could be misremembering. Not happy. Should probably be using the halberd. Can't imagine thrust damage is on the ticket for this thing. The only thing is, don't step in the fire, because the fire will not be good for you. It does more damage than I remember. I guess I'll try the lance as well and see if... Can't imagine it's too weak to dark, so maybe it all balances out. Lance is still probably preferable, but not lance the halberd. Fortunately, it's right here, so... Oh yeah, that does way more damage. I imagine that counter damage probably helps. That was a poor showing. I'm not used to its timing very much. Also worth noting, this is the, I think, the only boss in Dark Souls 2 that you can sever parts of in the way that you could do with Tails in S1. Not sure I'd be able to do it too well with this weapon. Not because it's not choppy, but because how do I hit its arms? Let's give it a go anyway. Wouldn't. I'm gonna kill it before I get any work done on its arm. At this rate. Bugger. That's the rotten. That's one of the four bosses he's building. Quite right, Strider, quite right. I couldn't have put it more eloquently myself. But now we got this bullshit to deal with. Which normally I wouldn't have much of a problem with, but where the heck does the rotten go on this? It is a entirely average fight. Let's say I think I'm looking around the middle of the pack here, somewhere around here, maybe. It's not quite as exploitable as the ones down here. Somewhere in this section, I think, is where we're looking. I'd say it's probably a more interesting fight than Gravelord Nito, which I think lore-wise is... Well, I said Thor-wise, but Thor hasn't got much to do with this. I think lore-wise, the Rotten is somewhat related to Gravelord Nito. I'm not 100% sure of the details on that. I think all four of the great souls in Dark Souls 2 are related to the four souls that you need for the Lord Vessel in Dark Souls 1. You reckon 25 peps below Stray Demon? You're probably right. You're probably right. You are right. I agree. Nope, that's not. Put them back where they were. The Rotten. Which I think is what its name actually probably is. Could be wrong. Would be the first time. Okay. Do you have to go through the fire to get that? Fire really hurts. Okay, it doesn't really hurt as much as I thought it really hurt, but it still hurts quite a lot. The thing I don't like about this area is that it's really quite difficult to see where you're supposed to go. There is a path through the back here. Over here. But it's really not obvious. I should probably go and cash in those smooth and silky stuff. Which one's this? These actually tell you? Sunken King. So there are 3 of these, let's say, fountains. I guess they are fountains, but yeah. 3 of these fountains in the game, which basically serve as the paths into the DLC areas. You need items to get in each of them, and I don't think I have this one, let alone any of them. I also don't know if I want to get into the DLC yet anyway. But I guess I could. I'm not gonna go through... Actually, I will, simply because this will take me to where I can level up, and I should probably spend those souls before I do anything else. There are 3 DLCs in Dark Souls 2, unlike the one in Dark Souls 1. And I'm As soon as I get the item to get into them, I'm pretty well free to do
The
whatever I
soul
want.
and the curse are one and the same.
In
Your
whatever
soul has grown
variety.
stronger still. I only hope it brings you what you wish.
Do you think there's any... A question directed at Strider and Pens. Do you think there is any particular reason why I shouldn't do the DLC before the end of the game? I mean, there's some logic to leaving it to it, and it is generally difficult enough to justify putting it off until then, but do you think if I want to just do the DLCs at any given point, I should just do them? I mean, I'll definitely leave the tower one until, well, until fairly late, because that one has some real shit going on. But the Sunken King, at least. I don't remember that one being as bad. Also, there's a spear that you can get from that one, which I have some interest in. I'll think about it. And possibly disregard it. I'll see. Now then, I have a date with the... He's down there. There's another one of these doors down here. Wasn't expecting you to follow with such vigor. Did I expect another? Now this area could give me some trouble, because as you might be able to discern in the darkness there are nasty things down here. Also, that ghost fellow over there getting pounded probably gives you an idea of what we're looking at. I really don't want to hide in a hole for this, but it is awfully effective. Just trying to see what I could use. Poison is definitely one of the best choices. At least take out one of them and then you can fight one of them one-on-one. Why won't you lock on? I had a feeling that's how that was gonna go. Maybe I could use one of those poison resins here. Chuck a couple of knives, stab a few times. I don't know if one poison is gonna be enough to do the job. Or I could just try and fight him. Can't resin up a weapon with dark damage on it. Let's see, that's a nasty fight when there's two of them. One of them doable, but two? I don't know. I wonder if I have... You know what? I had a thought. Something that might work very well for this. I go here. I have a plan. Give myself some money. I don't know how much I need. Let's just try one of those.
The dark.
Do you sell... No, you don't sell. Someone's gotta sell the item I'm looking for. Buy that while I'm here.
Come again. The dark is...
You can, but that's not terribly interesting. Maybe Strayed sells it. Strayed's got some dark stuff.
Well, then fight.
Yes, yes, shut up. Let's see. I'll buy that anyway, but that's not what I came here for. Need 25 intelligence for Dark Fog. That's a problem. I was really hoping I'd be able to use that.
Feeble
I'll buy it anyway. Shush, while I get my souls up. Straight sucks.
Well, then fight.
Wait, held one. I already have it? Where did I get that? Oh well, not gonna complain. As long as I'm here, maybe I could... What is that? Right, lowers defense. I mean, that could come in handy too, actually. Go with this. Problem is that I need a chime. Do I have a chime? Because some hexes are cast with staves, some are cast with chimes. And I should have a chime on hand as well if I'm going to use both. Not terribly heavy, so that's not a particular burden. How many souls do I need to get my intelligence up that high? Way too many. My plan wasn't going to work anyway. Maybe I will just have to chuck stuff at him. That was the quietest death. It's not at all what I meant to do. I don't know if that was obvious. That wasn't part of my plan. Shame I don't have some poison bolts. 'Cause that would be it. There we go, there's one poison down. I think it's gonna be enough. But it'll help. I don't even know who I would buy more poison knives off of. Maybe it will be enough. I suppose I could be shooting it while I'm doing this, couldn't I? This is quite a cheese, but it works. A functional cheese, if you will. Fortunately, we're not done here. Oh wait. Let's go all in on the dark, shall we? Not sure what these moves are. Trying to play it safe. I think dark damage is good against giants like this. There we go. Both of these items are significant. I don't think there's anything else of note here, except for the way out. I'd say a silver talisman wasn't worth it, but it is. I'm not going to ever get a chance to use the silver talismans. They're really not as entertaining as they would be in multiplayer. So that forgotten key is this one. It doesn't really give you much description of them, but that key will open up those big fancy doors. Like the one that is down here.
Look how far this undead has wandered.
This bugger sitting down here right at the bottom of the pit behind a locked door.
You'd still be there for a deeper dark. And like every undead, you have no future. Oh my, don't mind me. I'm just talking amongst myself. If you find a need for a truer dark, then meet again.
Unfortunately, I will have to deal with this person later. The reason why that is unfortunate will become apparent later on. Fortunately, he won't do much for us until we have found him in more places than one, let's say that. I'm going to take a brief stop off at Majula. I might go to the Shaded Woods, actually. Which is the direction that we have not yet been in. That poison area that I stopped off in last stream, that is the direction we'll have to go eventually, but frankly, I think it's one of the most painful, so I'm going to leave it for now.
Oh. Who are you again? No, I'm not serious. You do have a rather pleasant scent. The type I'm quite fond of.
The cat likes me. Going to buy this ring for reasons.
Satisfied? I'll be around.
I don't know how often that's ever actually relevant. Obviously it's a ring that I guess makes enemies make sounds. I guess if they're hiding behind corners or something. I'm not really sure. I think I'm going the right way. No, I'm not going the right way. Am I going the right way? Which way is the right way? I was going the right way. I'm going to go and meet the fellow with the blue sword again. And absolutely not interact with him in any way. That guy. While I get this bugger out of the way.
I've been petrified. Hard to speak.
Straight had no problem.
Give me a moment, please. I'm fine. I think. No. I'm fine. Really, I am. My name is Rosabeth. Thank you so much for rescuing me. Oh, you're that traveler. I still haven't thanked you. Well,
I haven't gone anywhere.
I'm about to have pyromancy, so perhaps I was attacked and turned to stone. I think I owe you my life. If you had not come, I feel shameful wearing these rags. I hate to burden you further, as you've already saved my life, but just look at me. My clothes are in tatters. Do you have any clothing that you could spare? I'll take anything. Whatever you don't need. Anything at all. Just put it on.
You can look like me. Once I figure out the buttons. I have 2 sets of this armor, you might as well.
I have my His name is Carillion of the Fold, a famed sorcerer in Melfia, our hometown.
The Hellion of
I
the
was
Fold was
fascinated
that
by
uppity
sorcery.
fellow we met down
And
in the
so-
wharf.
Well, he's so unique, you see. When he set out for Drang Lake,
He was a jerk who
I
said
couldn't
that
let him
I
go alone.
was dumb or something.
but we were separated. Quite early on, I'm afraid.
I ain't got no interest in sorcery, so I got no interest in him. All of those could ostensibly be helpful. Look at those. Still some handy stuff. And she's your path into pyromancy.
I'm rather unskilled. My lord probably ditched me. But oddly, I'm a fast learner when it comes to pyromancy. What we're fascinated by, and we're skilled at, are not always the same thing. Why can't I just focus on what I truly enjoy? Oh dear, I shouldn't be so choosy. It's hardly my place. Thank you so much. After I change into this, I'm heading for Majula. But perhaps...
Yeah. Oh, right. I forgot this door takes forever to open and chucks a bunch of shit at you like it's Alien Swarm or something. That is now my point of reference for that mechanic. At least they don't mind you. Shard, very nice. Bonfire. Handy, not essential. Won't be long before we get to the next bonfire. Eight jumps that make you turn. It's lucky that I can swing through stone, isn't it? Except in some circumstances, apparently. I should probably lance back on. Waters are too tight for a halberd. Let me get up here. I just say. For some reason up here there's one of these fellows who we won't see again for a while. Also isn't that much of a problem, despite using an anvil as a weapon. Is this another one of these? That's very strange. How did I not notice any of those when I first played? The least these things deserve. Just chuck rocks at you. And it's weirdly effective. But because you can attack faster than I can. almost worked properly. No, we're not going to, Strider. You may if you wish. I have no intention of engaging with such things. Okay, so the notable element of this area is that you have 3 different directions you can go. Unfortunately, 2 of them are basically inaccessible to me. This way is a door that I can't get through until I have gotten all 4 of those great souls. Or as a... I think there's also some other requirement you can also fill, like having gained 1,000,000 souls over the course of your playing or something like that. But... no, we'll see it eventually anyway, Strider. Fine. This way is another one of those doors that we saw once in that first area we went to. That knight fellow was guarding. It says produce the symbol of the king or something like that. Which we still don't have any way of getting through. The other alternate option is this area, which frankly, not much better. Why will become apparent shortly, I'm sure. And it's not just the fact that I can't see anything. Okay, I seem to be fine. Thought someone might have been following me.
Leave me be. I like it quiet. Leave me be. What business have you here, traveller? You may call me Vengal, if I deserve a name in this sorry state. 'Tis rare to flap these gums. This is pleasant. Long ago, I was hired to defend the kingdom. I remember a long, brutal fight, and then somebody killed me. Or so I thought. I came to and found myself like this. I don't know what explains it, but it's not so bad, really. Now I watch the days go by.
In case it's not obvious,
And gaze
Bengal
at
is
the night
ahead.
sky, thinking of the finer things, far removed from war. I'd grown weary of battle, but did not realize it until now. I know not what brings you on this journey, nor will I deign to ask. You may bear a great burden, don't we all? I prefer to stay my distance, but I want to warn you of something. My body, I see visions. My body, headless, raging without me. My body wielding my sword, a sword forged only to kill. My body will show no mercy. If you see the wretched thing, stay far away. I learn new things every day. Things never learned in battle. And, thanks to you, I've recalled the joy of conversation. If I can help you, if you require something, do speak up. I cannot lie. I was at. I was born in...
bored of talking to you. I didn't mean to hit talk again. Doesn't say anything particularly interesting anyway. Also apparently doesn't sell anything that interesting either.
Farewell.
I didn't realize it at first, but there are certain big trees in this area with faces. If you hit them, they make sound, and that can attract the things that are problems in this area. while I run around and try and get items before I get killed. See this shit? Or rather, you don't see this shit? It's a big tree. Fortunately, I know where. I have a rough idea of where all the stuff worth picking up in it is in this area because Lord knows it's worth remembering. Fortunately, you can sort of muddle your way through because if you follow one of the edges, you will find the path forward. Sooner or later. I thought it was really tricky the first time that I encountered one of the enemies that caused the problem. Because it's very innocuous when you're not expecting it. Since you see these things all over the place. But these ones are not other players. And they can be real shits. You also can't lock onto them in any way. Which does not make fighting them any easier. It's very sneaky. Can I not go out this way? Guess not. Ah, but I can go out this way. That's one way to deal with those. There's that bugger again. Question is how to get in there. How many fragrant branches of yore do I have? 2. There's quite a few statues in this area. I can't quite remember which ones are worth unpetrifying. I'm pretty sure this is one of them. Even if they're not very friendly. And now they'll stay unpetrified like they normally do. And I'll have to fight that thing every time. But the key is important. There's a lot of those cursed jar things in this area as well. Which aren't fun. Dodgy buggers. awfully good with those daggers. Which is bad news for me. Get out of there. Fortunately, this lance seems to make good work of both of them. Whoa. See that axe freaking out over there? Let alone the shield that somehow followed me all the way over there. I think that's just physics jankiness. Fortunately, you can attack them before they get up. It's a good chance to get some hits in. I'd really rather not get cursed. This bugger blocking a chest. I think a couple of them give you branches back. It's basically just free stuff, but I don't remember which ones. I'm not gonna spend my precious branches on possible wasted ventures. Stop cursing me. Curse does exactly what the curse is, which is what was your max life, as though you've died. Oh, good shot. Useless. I don't know if the crystal lizards ever drop dragon bone, which I will want sooner or later to upgrade my halberd. Under normal circumstances you can't talk to this thing, but that ring that I bought earlier.
Human, are we? This is no place for you. Be gone. Are you not afraid of me? Humans rarely come here. Those who do turn back when they see me, or make an attempt on my life. But you are different. We once had a master. He created us long, long ago. But he was born with a fatal flaw. He resented those who had what he lacked and became fully mired in hatred. Eventually, he drove himself mad. It was at the peak of this madness that he conjured up we strange creatures. Our master was a tragically lonely soul.
I think they're referring to
Eventually his
Aldia,
solitude
who gets
eroded his
referenced a
very
lot in this
reason.
game, but you don't really see much
And
of.
he never understood what it was that he truly lacked. Nobody knows when we were born, or where our master has gone. The only ones who even speak a human tongue are myself and my better half. I wish to ask a favor of you. I want you to kill my betrothed. Once, I always found her at my side. But as time went on, things went awry. She became violent, raging uncontrollably. Eventually, she came after me, and we have been locked in combat ever since. We seem to be at a standstill. The wounds we exchange are never lethal. I was born of my master's madness. Perhaps this is some curse. I will be sure to assist you in return. The past, my name was...
Anyway. I mean, you don't get a whole lot of choice because that's one of the bosses, but... something quite nasty back that way. But also I don't want to waste any more of my branches for now. Let me unring. I don't mean onion rings. It's another one of those things up above. I don't know if you can actually get to it. Did pretty good damage to those things, I'm pleased. I think this one just looks different. I don't know if there's another difference. There's a lot of those messages. I mean, I was going to go down there anyway, sooner or later. Think there's any reason to aggravate those ones. Pretty sure that's a person. That's the thing, they look exactly alike. I do like that, the way it sort of blends the flavour that Dark Souls always had into something meaningful as a gameplay element. I've been seeing these things since the start of the game, and all of a sudden they just throw a wrench into things and they start attacking you. And then every time you see one that's actually a player, you get suspicious. At least I do. The first time I found the thing I'm about to fall down, I did it purely by accident. Much like that.
Young undead, don't let this curse weigh upon you.
How did he get all the way over here?
We meet a second time. Perhaps you will yet traverse the dark. Young or dead, if you truly seek the dark, then we will surely meet again.
He shows up in 3 different spots, and his significance becomes apparent when you find him in all 3. Can't you do that to every petrified statue? Is this where you use that key that I got off that other fellow? You meet someone who looks possibly familiar?
Thank you for helping me. I am Ornifex. I owe you some form of thanks, but have nothing for you at the moment. If it would not trouble you, could you visit my abode just down the way? Thank you. I believe that I can be of assistance if you would visit me at my home.
How the heck do I get out of here? God, I hate those things. I think I've done just about everything of note in this area. I think we've got a boss coming up. Well, after I go up these towers and collect a thing or two. How is there no message chain up here? The hell are these messages? Anyway, I am going to... Like I did with Manus, I'm going to do an NPC summon here because it is unique, and for no other reason. Because I'll never get another chance to summon someone like this. I have no memory of what this lady does, other than that shit. I think most of her attacks are pretty dodgeable. those roaming soul masses aren't pleasant to get hit by. Wish he paid more attention to me so I could get a better idea of this fight. I mean, it's all fairly straightforward. She stabs, occasionally does stuff with her tail. The NPCs can sometimes make things a little too easy. Nevertheless, I'm not passing up an opportunity to summon Tark. So I did the thing again. That's what I meant to do. We're up to boss number 40 already. I'm gonna write this down just because otherwise I'm gonna forget the name. Scorpioness. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. That sounds right. God, how do I form an opinion on this? It's probably K-Lag-esque. K-Lag-esque? That's a weird sentence. I will appreciate any and all opinions on this topic. My instinct would put her around, say, Centipede Demon, I think. It kind of is. I think more interesting, possibly. But if it was more interesting, that would put her up here somewhere. Here's another one that maybe I should fight again solo just to get a better idea. New game plus be damned. Fortunately, you don't have to go to New Game Plus to fight things in essentially New Game Plus in this game. Which is a nice little feature. I guess maybe I'll put her at number 12. A little more interesting than Executioner's Chariot, but then Executioner's Chariot has the puzzle element. Oh, it's not much of a puzzle, but it's still not more than the average boss. Scorpion Tail, like Sanctuary Guardian. I'm gonna put her at number 15. I did it the bad way again. Please forgive me. Did it very much the bad way. Scorpioness. That I'm not going to try and pronounce. I'll go with that. Okay. Oh, I did it again. Bugger it. Now then, I came from that way, so I must be going this way. I like the next area. Next area is very... I like its aesthetic. There's no message chain here either. Something about this very angular stone ruins. I don't know. I like it. The messages don't lie. Except when they do. What does that mean? What does any of this mean? I was also trying to give some thought about how I wanted to allocate my stats between intelligence and faith. Because, like, I understand the soft cap would around 30 each, but I saw a lot
Is
more
that a shard
interesting
here to see? However,
hexes that involved intelligence over faith. So maybe I would get both stats to 30 and then maybe try and lower some requirements for intelligence, because you can do that. I think I only had one, didn't I? Ah, no, I forgot to level up. Of course.
there.
At some point I'll have to start raising my dexterity again as well. Possibly strength as well. We'll see how we go. Should really try and find a chance to use this. Went to the trouble of equipping it. Doors of Pharos is an area like the Grave of Saints, where it's sort of based around a covenant. You can go through this area really quickly. I could head straight to the exit if I was so inclined. Oh, these things, I forgot about these. I was ill prepared for that confrontation. Keep forgetting which way I'm trying to go. Maybe I can shoot something before it gets to me. Like you. They're ugly buggers if you can actually see them outside of the water. Not the elephant things, the other things. Which I'm sure I will bump into more of soon. There's definitely some more somewhere. Also, one of the few things in this game that can do toxic, which is much like it was in the first game, like poison but worse. I wonder if this would be effective. I haven't even cast this before, I probably should. Well, it knocked it over. I'll say that's ineffective. Like dog, cat things. Which we will definitely see more of shortly. I like these buggers. They're not especially difficult. This looks like a bad scene. Please don't break my chest. Thank you for not breaking my chest. Fuck. Whew. Well, it didn't kill me like last time. Most of these Pharos stone needy things are not especially worthwhile. Much like the Grave of Saints, again. Those guys just throw axes at you like you're in Castlevania or something. I don't know how I can tell when they're gonna swing down, I just can. What Dark Souls does to you. According to OBS, I've been recording for 1 hour, 58 minutes and 55 seconds, which basically means by my own rules I would have 1 minute to fight the boss that is through this fog door. I'm probably going to need more time than that. Real, not a good boss. It's like Sif, but bad. I really want to kill that bugger. Difficult with the big thing trying to kill me though. You know what? I'm gonna allow myself some overtime to kill this thing. Because it's a dumb boss, and I don't like it. And it's not super difficult, but it has lots of very sweepy moves with bullshit hitboxes. That pretty much covers the nature of this thing. Why didn't that one kill it? Moot point now, but still. As far as I can tell, basically, you just get to the back legs and you'll be more or less fine. I'm super bad at timing that dodge. And unfortunately, it really likes doing that. And that's got the worst hitboxes of all. Oh, this lance is not cutting it. Which makes sense, lances aren't for cutting. Sorry if I blinded you with logic there. You just have to get to its back legs because that's the only place it can't really bullshit you. God, I can barely even hit it. Spindly bloody legs and it moves around so much. Maybe I should just shoot it. Glad I've got so much Estus by this point. Wondering what the heck it was doing. Nothing pleasant. That did fuck all. I guess this thing slows down like Sif does as well. When it gets low on life. Except unlike Sif, it's not worth leaving alive in any way. The dumb boss. I'm gonna go and meet its boss and tell it that I disapprove.
Thou returnest. I am not unkind. Shouldst thou forbear thy ways, audience shall be thine. Swearest thou to serve me true?
Still
Then
though.
we need consort no longer.
Kill the Rat King if I could. Anyway, this is as good a spot as any to leave it, so I might as well rank, and then we're done, I suppose. I still bug it up. No matter. We don't need to go back to it. It's gone now. Alright, money. Money number 41. Also known as the Royal Rat Authority. Which is going to wind up somewhere down here. Okay, question for you, Strider and Pebs. Is the Royal Rat Authority better or worse than Royal Rat Vanguard? I will await your answer, because frankly, I don't know. They're both rubbish. I'm inclined to put it lower, just because of those bad hitboxes. I think I might mentally put this around a Taurus demon, frankly. You really think it's worse than Capra Demon? That's quite an accusation. It is very bad. And maybe it does belong somewhere near Capra Demon below it? I don't know. Alright, yeah, that would be it, wouldn't it? 39, Capra Demon goes down. I think I agree. Royal Rat Authority sucks. And deserves everything it gets. I think I can live with that. I think I can live with that. Do you ever think we might be giving Capra Demon the short shift? And with that controversial thought, I'm gonna bugger off. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll see everyone next time. As soon as I remember which button to press. That's that one, yes. Bye everyone.